Hey everyone, my name is Nithya, and you are at my Flosstube channel, Daybreak Stitchery. This is definitely a channel all about cross stitch, plus like a whole bunch of stuff. You've probably just come over because you saw my end of month video. My pronouns are she, her. You've probably come over from my other video, and so I just wanted to do a special video this month to kind of, I'm a teacher. I have 1 week to go. I'm real tired. I'm real tired. It's been a really good year, but it's also been a very challenging year. Do not let my smile and my mood distract you from the idea that it's real frustrating being an educator today. It's like a job where you can at one moment feel like super joyful and so happy. Like it's my students who do that. I totally love them, and I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't get to work with them every day. And in the same day feel utter exasperation and frustration and just be ready to leave the profession. Both those things happen like on a regular basis all the time. So I'm real happy about the summer being here. And if you're a teacher, I hope you're already on break. And if you're not, I hope it's coming real soon. And go you for surviving another year. So I want to get excited about this summer. So I've lined up projects from my queued up SAL. So this is the SAL that I'm using to sort of train myself to finish projects before starting new ones. It hasn't worked totally, but it's been pretty good. I've been finishing a lot of projects this year. So I thought what I'd do is I'd show you the WIPs that I want to work on this summer, and then I'll also give you kind of a little glimpse at, I just realized I forgot something. I have it. I'll give you a little glimpse at what I have queued up that I want to start after I finish these WIPs. And this will be sort of a little floss tossy because these decisions are changing all the time. I have some fabrics and some flosses picked out for the future projects that I have queued up, but it's not necessary. They're changing all the time. So I'll just give you a little insight into what I'm thinking about. And if you have some ideas, feel free to share them too. Okay, first one up. I have to finish this summer. I just have to. It's a Magical Carpet Menagerie. This is Miriam's Magical Carpet series. And so it's got all these fun critters. You can find out about this on Miriam's Instagram page, and she's on Gumroad too. So all these patterns are on Gumroad, so you can check them out there. This is using a Picture This Plus teal that I'm not going to remember what it is. Let me know if you want the number, and I can let me know in the comments if you need the number for it, and I'll look it up. But it's a pretty, like, very lightly variegated teal. And so I have the Giddy Crabs left to do. Perky Lion, who I've been avoiding because there's like a huge section of like fill-in stitching here that I need to do. And then who's coming? Zippy Dog, maybe, down here. So those are the three. I have 3 that I need to finish, and then I'll be done with this huge piece. So I'm really hoping to get some progress on. I would love to finish it by the end of the summer. I don't know if I can pull it off. I'll try. This is on an 18 count Aida. It's fiber on a whim, and I think it's wheat because I can see I remember that has little bits of green in it, and I think that's what this is. So I love this one, and I'm using 2 strands on this 18 count, and it looks pretty good. Very happy with that. So if I finish this up, then the next project that I have queued up to start is Afsham Sampler, which is Miriam's beautiful floral sampler. It's got it's a border sampler, and it has flowers on it. So I change my mind on what I want to do with this all the time. But the current combination that I have going on is this piece of terracotta even weave. It's a Zweigart even weave, and it's terracotta. It's very pretty, isn't it? Kind of a very muted reddish pink clay color. I don't usually use even weave, so I'm not sure if this is going to work out or not. But I have this Silks for You that I used on my Yule Bakken, if you remember. That's the Modern Folk Embroidery Yule Goat that I did. I had done it on like a bright pink fabric. When would you see it? Probably my February video, so it's like February would be 28 or 29, 27, 28 or 29, that Flosstube. But I stitched it with this, and I have a whole bunch left. It's PR053 from Silks For You. And doesn't that make a nice contrast on this terracotta? So that's what I'm thinking of stitching Afsham Sampler in. So I'll probably try, once I get ready to stitch it, I'll maybe try a few stitches and see. I don't have a lot of projects that I stitch on even weave, but I have a few pieces. And I need to use them or give them away. So this will kind of be my chance to see if I want to use it or give it away. Okay, next up is what? Ooh, Keslyn's Quiet Strength. Gosh, I want to make a good dent in this summer. So it's almost unrecognizable right now. Lot of headscarf up here, and then a shoulder. You can kind of see a shoulder right here. A shoulder and an arm is coming in right here. And this is on Picture This Plus Rubius. It's a 36 count, and I'm stitching over 2 with the called for DMC. You can't really do substitutions with this because it's a like a full coverage piece, and it relies on using like all shades of gray, basically. So it's very hard to replace anything. So I would love to make some good progress on this. Now, I've kind of already cheated because I thought I would finish this as like a full coverage piece before starting another sort of full coverage piece, which I'll have to throw in a picture of here. I sort of shoehorned my start of Sky Dragon by Anne Stokes. This is the one that I'm selling with Anita, Violet Stitcher. And I went ahead and started it before I finished Quiet Strength. So I kind of have both in place now. So this is not really working in terms of my fitting my Cute Up Sal model, but this was just too fun to start. And Anita and I both started this. And check out Anita's channel because she's already made quite a bit of progress on this. And you'll probably see it develop faster than you will on mine. This is on a Bestitch Me fabric. It's Mabon, which is a pagan holiday, a pagan fall festival, I think, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So if you know, let me know. It's Mabon. It's either Mabon or Mabon. Maybe something else, I'm not sure. And I'm using the called for DMC because once again, it's like a full coverage piece, so it's really hard to switch out colors on that. To get all the gradients in, you kind of have to use the called for colors. But to me, it looks like sort of a sky. It kind of looks like a sky, like a sunset with different colors. And so this is called Sky Dragon, so I thought it'd look good on this fabric. Well, then what happened? Steve and I were in Iowa. We dipped into Iowa yesterday to attend the Snake Alley Criterium, which is a one-day set of road races. And Snake Alley is a historic crooked street in a little town called Burlington, Iowa, which is right on the Mississippi River. Really pretty town. And you probably have seen pictures of Lombardy Street in San Francisco. It's got like these hairpin turns that go up. It's not a very long street, but it's at a very steep incline, so they had to do these switchbacks to get up it. And so it's the same concept here. It's like a very short, I don't know how long it is. It looks like it could be maybe like 100 feet, or even, it's got to be less than that, maybe like a couple 100 feet. So the height of it is not very high, but because of that incline, it has these really tight hairpin turns. And so they run, and it's cobblestone, and they run part of the race on that snake. Yeah, they have to snake through up that thing, and then they run a route through the historic town, and they have to do that a whole bunch of times. So on the way to Burlington, Iowa, you pass through Quad Cities. And what lovely stitching place is in Moline in Quad Cities? Oh, it's Bestitch Me. So you have to stop and you have to pick up a couple things. So that's what I did. So I have picked up another dragon pattern, and I cannot start this. I really want to finish Sky Dragon and Quiet Strength before starting this, but I'm going to really need some control to do it because this dragon pattern is beautiful. It's my first, I think it's my first pattern by Ingleside Imaginarium. So this is Water Dragon, and I just love it. I like the kind of serious face And these beautiful, like as usual, these kind of teal aqua tones are so pretty. So Steve was with me at Bestitch Me, and I asked him to help me pick out fabrics. So we settled on this one. He helped me choose. I mean, I don't know if there's a right side, but this is called Devil's Claw. I'll double it up so that you can see properly. So nice. So you'll imagine that in here. So it's got kind of hints of the same tones, but the neutrals are clear enough where you can, I think we'll be able to see enough of the contrast of the pattern. So I'm dying to start this, but of course I have to finish some things first. So that's that. And one of the nice things about being at Bestitch Me was that this Devil's Claw, I actually saw it first in an even weave. And I was like, well, I'm going to be less likely to stitch a huge project in even weave since I usually work with 36 or 40 count linen. So I asked, it wasn't Brandy who was there, it was another person whose name I didn't ask who I should have. I'm terrible at making conversation at places like this, but there was a wonderful staff person there who was very helpful and like pulled lots of fabric for me. And so she found this in an Aida and in this 36 count linen. So then Steve and I laid out all three and we settled on the linen that looked the best. It had the like most neutral looking non-dyed parts here. And so it was nice to see, if you're looking for fabrics for a particular pattern, it's nice to see what the same dyeing job looks like on three different textiles. It's kind of neat to see that. It looked the darkest on the even weave. And it looked pretty similar on the Aida, except that like these kind of grayed out parts looked a little bit darker even on the Aida. So we went with the one that had the lightest gray parts. So it was fun. It was fun. Stop. An unnecessary stop, but I actually got some things I really liked. Okay, next one. I got another Bestitch Me shout out in a second here. So next WIP that I really, 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 I want to finish this year. I really do. This is Etude by Lena Cross Stitch, and it's just squares. It's a set of squares. It's 8 squares by 10 squares, and they all have these really pretty geometric patterns on them. Each one is different. Every single one is different. And it's just a really pretty palette. I'm using the called for colors on this, and it's just like a pretty assortment of blues and green, like kind of unexpected colors going together like this. These mustards thrown in, and there's a really pretty coral pink. It's like that 350 or 351 maybe. Check out this like seafoamy kind of color. It's real pretty. So if I finish this, then the next project that I have queued up has nothing to do with oh, what's the fabric? This is Persimmon. And I don't remember who the dyer is. It's like either Fiber on a Whim or Mystic. Those are the two I get mixed up. They have very similar looking dyes on their linens. Maybe it's Fiber on a Whim. I don't remember. Fiber on a Whim or Mystic. And it's Persimmon. It's really pretty. It's like a light terracotta, basically. It's got peachy pinks in it. It's real pretty. Pretty neutral. So I wanted to pick a really big project to finish before starting YasminMadewithLove, Yasmine. That beautiful Quaker bee that she just stitched. And I cannot stop staring at it. It is so, so pretty. And all the Quakery motifs are done in 3371. I think it is. It's like that dark, dark, dark brown. So it has just like a slightly different something to it. I love it. So actually the only thing on my list at Bestitch Me was to find a bright coral pink fabric to use with that. Those are on, Yasmine stitches them on these Tom and Lily fabrics that are from France. And I don't know. I just didn't go with it. I'd like to try their fabrics sometime, but I just didn't pick that. Because I was at Bestitch Me, so I was like, let me just look and see what they have. And so I found Flamingo, and it's going to be perfect for it. Let me see if I can get good. There you go. It's off. Start this, but I got to finish Étude first. So this Yasmine's Quaker bee will go on this. I love everything about it. It's a 36 count, and the person who worked at Stitch Me helped me track down. That's the nice thing about it. I had basically gone through the entire inventory of the store online, and so I had some ideas about what fabrics I wanted to look at. So then I got to the store and I kind of looked at everything. They have fabrics up on hangers organized by count, so you can kind of see everything. And then I didn't find this flamingo, even though I knew it was on my radar because they said they had it in their inventory, in their in-store inventory. So she was able to find it for me, pull it out. Oh, next one is, I gotta work on this. I think it's close to a finish. Where Flowers Bloom. And I've talked about this in my old videos about how I'm adapting this pattern to include some different names of people who give me hope, since this is a piece about hope. And so I gotta work that border around. It takes a while to do all the color changes, but it's really pretty once it's done. And I'm concerned that I'm going to run out of some of the colors, so I need to get going on this so that if I do run out of the colors, I can maybe order them. Or Miriam and I are going to try to visit a couple of LNSs that are not too far from us in Illinois, on the North Shore. It's like north of Chicago. There's the Forest Needle, and what's the other one? Black Cat Stitchery. We were going to try to take a day to visit over there. So just in case any of them have, this is using 103 Overa Spa. And so if I run out, maybe I could actually like figure that out in time for me to get to the LNS and then get more if I need it, if they carry it. So, yeah, I need to do that. This is XJU Designs Ultra Light Blue Violet is the fabric color. So if I finish that up, I'm going to work on Matter's Choice by Carriage House Samplings. I don't know what color yet or fabric. I like this like kind of a beigey brown neutral. I was thinking of doing this in DMC 820, which is like a bright dark blue, like a kind of jewel toned dark blue. Or I might do it in DMC 310. I like that because I'm going to make mine a tribute to the Water's Edge Museum, which is a Black History museum in Maryland. So I might use DMC 310 on that. Okay. Next up, I haven't worked on this in a bit either, but I think I can finish it this year, is Manner in Hand. So it's a tribute to cross stitching. So it's got all these cute symbols of things that we use when we cross stitch. Scissors and that skein of floss is really pretty. So I'm not using the called for colors on this, which are a whole bunch of, I think it's either Gentle Art or Classic Colors, Classic Colorworks, I think. I picked 3 different colors, and I'm just keeping it those 3 colors. So this is DMC Color Variations. It's Caribbean Bay. This is the white is Cardamom by Color and Cotton, and then DMC 310. Oh no, and then I have what is it? Mahogany by Color and Cotton, I think. So I'm just going to try to do the best I can with those 3 colors. I think it looks great. I don't know what this fabric is. I don't remember. It doesn't have a tag on it. It's not persimmon, but it looks a lot like persimmon. Something different. I mean, this is kind of a big project. So here's where, let's see if I can hold up both. I'm only on row 2 of motifs. So there's this row here and then this row here. So I got a ways to go on this. You can check out Miriam's Instagram page, but go way back in history because she finished this ages ago. This is a sal that was started by Beth, who is Steadfast Stitcher on Flosstube and Instagram, and I don't remember where Beth is at on this, but Miriam this was back when Miriam was a monogamous stitcher, and so she would just like finish things like within weeks at a shockingly fast pace. So you can see what a finished one looks like there. Okay, if I finish it, then I have three smalls queued up. So one I'll have to throw in a picture is Sarah's first freebie. Sarah. ModCross on Etsy, who's a good friend. I love her to pieces. And she had a first freebie. If you sign up for her newsletter, she sent a freebie. And then now she just put out her second one too. If you belong to her newsletter, she did one for Mental Health Care May sale. It's a really cute, actually, let me see if I can show you a picture real quick. It's very sweet. Something about, yes, don't should on yourself. So just watch how many times you talk about things you should do and putting that pressure on yourself to do everything. So that was a really nice one. So that one I want to, no, the first freebie I want to work on if I finish Matter in Hand. I also want to do this one by Luminous Fiber Arts Stitcher. This is real small. It's 53 by 120, teeny. And then I thought I could find some like cute buttons at the thrift store to go on there. And then there's another red stitcher piece by Snowflower Diaries, and it's also kind of a tribute to stitching. It's got like pretty scissors and some different things going. I think maybe some birds. I don't remember. I'll put a picture up of that one because I got it on Etsy and it's a PDF, so I'll have to throw up a picture for that. So those are the three. If I finish Matter in Hand, I'll do some like smalls related to kind of stitchy themed pieces. Okay, next up, these you haven't seen in a while because I just added this to Cute Upsell this month. And it's, okay, I have to finish 2 of these projects to be able to start a new one. So one of them is Katakana Sampler by Modern Folk Embroidery. So one of my other goals, I have a lot of goals for this summer, just goals related to mental and physical health. And also just learning goals. So I had been working on studying Japanese for a while before the pandemic, and that took a real hit during the pandemic, so I want to get back to it. So I thought this would be a good piece to come back to too. Katakana is one of the written scripts in Japanese. This is on Picture This Plus Dill. I think Dill. And it is an even weave. So I actually do have something I have on even weave, even though I don't stitch much on it. This is DMC 4000. It's a variegated DMC with dark gray and dark brown and like a medium brown. And then this is Color and Cotton limited edition teal is that one. And so I have to finish this. I'm using 2 strands over 2 on this. Is it dill? Yeah, I think it's dill. It's a discontinued Picture This Plus color. It's the whole katakana alphabet. It's katakana is a script that's used in Japanese. So there are 3 scripts that are used when you read and write in Japanese. So hiragana is a Japanese script, and it kind of like each character represents a sound. And then katakana is another script that has a 1-for-1 match to each hiragana symbol, but this script is used for writing words that come from another language. So if they're not native to Japanese, like my name, for example, all of our names, right? If they're not Japanese, then we would use katakana script to write them. And then there's a 3rd script, which is kanji, which are characters that are borrowed from Chinese. And those characters are often represent like entire words, or like 2 of them are combined to make words. So I'm just starting to recognize some kanji. I find them hard. It's a system we're not used to, so it's something new. So Katakana Sampler, and then I also have to finish Thistlebirds. This is a modern folk embroidery piece too. It's from a Stitch E-Day magazine from last year or maybe even the year before. It's an older Stitchy Day magazine. If you're really curious about what it is, let me know and I can look it up and put it in the comments. But this motif right here, this diamond is in the center, and then these thistle plants come out on all 4 corners, and then there's like some motifs filled in. So I'm using a Silks For You purple. You can tell that it's variegated, but I don't remember what the code is, but I can look it up for you. Let me know. And that's the same limited edition teal by Color and Cotton that I'm using there too. So why did I pick out 2 modern folk embroideries to finish? Because there's a huge modern folk embroidery piece that I want to start. Of course. So I'm making myself finish 2 things first before I get to start that one. But let me just show you. Okay, so I've bought some fabrics. You saw the Be-Stitch Me's that I bought, and I bought some fabric from Jessie, Mislaid Pages. That hasn't come in yet. But there's a beautiful fabric there that I've been eyeing for a long time. It was a splurge. It's a whole yard of linen. And it's got beautiful yellow and teal all over it. I've been staring at it for almost, like, however long it's been out there. Has it been a year? I don't know. It's been on that website for ages. And every time I just kind of poke around Jesse's website, I've seen it. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to get it. And that's my backup plan for Mermaid's Folly. I might actually stitch it on that linen. I just don't know if it's going to be too busy with having, like, if I were to stitch it on a modeled, I need to see somebody else who's done this project, if they've stitched it on a modeled fabric or on a solid one. Because the picture This Plus Jade that I have this initially planned for has very light modeling. It's almost not noticeable, but if it's got a lot more going on, that might conflict with the busyness of this. Well, I'm not sure yet, but anyway. Long and the short of it is that I got fabric from Jesse, and I can't wait to see it. I also got fabric from this Jackson Fabric Arts. So this piece is called Galway. This is going to be very interesting to try. This is a 32 count. This is beautiful dark teal. This is not linen, it's hemp. So this dyer is from Virginia, and they use locally sourced hemp that's woven into this 32 count fabric. So it feels amazing. It's really soft and kind of like smooth and silky. It feels really good. She also doesn't use formaldehyde or bleach. She kind of limits, it might even be chemical free, her dyeing process. I can't remember. She uses like safe dyes is what she calls them. So this colorway is called Galway, and she's on Etsy. I'll link her info below. So I'm super excited to try this. Now, why this color? I want to do that Lord of the Rings sampler that just came out on Modern Folk Embroidery's site like earlier this month. It's got like Galadriel's Lament. So it's supposed to be like a sorrowful thing, and it's got words in fake Elvish. Well, Elvish is fake, but it's, you know, a scripted language. But anyway, so I want to do it, and then I want to use more of the same Silks for You that I have. So I like the green because I kind of associate green, you know, the elves live in the woods, and so I wanted sort of a green, but I like the bluish teal look to it. It's darker. And then use the same neutral silks for like kind of parchment toned Silks for You on top of that. I think it will look great, and I can't wait to do it, but I have to finish 2 Modern Folk Embroidery pieces first before I can do that. Let me hold this up a little bit and see if you can see. Isn't that so nice? I can't wait to see what it feels like to stitch on this. I think it's so cool. I mean, the holes are really easy to see. It looks like a really comfortable weave. So it should be really easy to stitch on. And so I think it'll work well with silk too. You know, it won't fray. It's not rough at all. It's a very comfy, kind of soft material to use. So I'm excited about that. Then the last one is a couple of Carolyn Manning pieces. So I pulled up, this one I haven't worked on in like since 2021, I think. So this is Pegasus. And I don't have the picture. It's a digital, I have a digital pattern that I downloaded from her website. So I'll put up a picture of what it looks like. This right here is the center. And then it will probably go out to like out here. I think the corner will fall right here. This is fabric maybe from fabric. No, it's not from Fabric Flare, but it is a fabric that's like printed on one side. I'll have to look up who I got this from. It wasn't Fabric Flare, but it was somebody on Etsy. And I think it's probably I'm going to hang it this way because it's supposed to look like wood, like a pattern on a wood fence. So it's DMC. It's charted DMC because it's got kind of these symmetrical geometric patterns. I'm not changing out any colors. I'm going to follow what colors it prescribes. And then if I finish that one, I will start a pattern that Steve helped me pick out at Bestitched Me this weekend, North Star, also by Carolyn Manning. And I don't have anything ready for this. Like I'll have to put it on a black Aida. It will have to be a totally black Aida because, so at Bestitched Me, they did not have very many dark fabrics. The dyes weren't super dark. The darkest was like a charcoal gray. And so I pulled some of the DMC, like in this star motif, that's like one of the DMC 9s or even this blue. It's like 930 or 931, 932, whichever of those is the darkest. I put it on that charcoal fabric and it was basically the same color. So it's not going to show these details, these dark details won't show up unless I put it on a black Aida. So I'll have to pick up some black Aida for this. But otherwise it's real pretty, isn't it? We love that. So that's it. So wish me luck. That will be my summer stitching. I'm hoping to make some progress on those. And I hope I'll have something done when I check in and do next month's video, the end of June video. I hope that one of these will be done. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye.